Ladies and gentlemen, this is an article that came out May 7th, 2018 in the Fix. Synthetic opioids involved in more overdose deaths than prescription opioids. Now, this has been the case for quite some time. And the synthetic opioids that they're finding in most of these dead bodies is your fentanyl and carfentanil. Okay. It is very common for people to die now of a drug overdose. 46% of them will have a synthetic opioid in their system, and 40% of them will have opioids present. 37% will have heroin in their system. So this is common. A lot of these people will die and they'll have two and sometimes three different drugs, including alcohol, in their system. So this has been increasing because there is, all kinds of synthetic opioids pouring into the US from China. Although they're trying to do a lot of things to stop it, it's not working. So now, also there's an issue in this country with listing the exact drug on death certificates. The majority of the time, you are not going to see a drug listed at all, although the person did die of an overdose death. So, they may list an overdose, but they don't tell you what drug. And in some cases, like Carrie Fisher, who had drugs in her system, and they list something entirely different. So that's been an ongoing issue in America. So now, in 80% of the overdose drug deaths in America, they're also finding synthetic opioids. Half involve other opioids, cocaine, alcohol, antidepressants, meth, those type of things are also found in the system. So when the synthetic opioids from China initially came into the country, people were mixing them with heroin. But now it is in virtually everything. It's in marijuana, it's in cocaine, it's in meth. They are just mixing this stuff into everything these days. So now these counterfeit pills, they put them out on the market to look just like the regular prescription drug. This is just growing every year. They cannot control this thing. How do you control a drug addiction when millions and millions of people are addicted in this country? And they're still not admitting how bad the problem is. We're finding most of this out online and not through mainstream media. Mainstream media will not touch this, although they're fully aware that it's going on. Although overdoses from fentanyl have increased rapidly since 2010, when they were only involved in 14% of opioid deaths, the number of legal fentanyl prescriptions has remained stable. That indicates that most overdose involve fentanyl that was made illegally, often in China, according to US officials. Synthetic opioids are significantly easier to manufacture, and it's supposed to be so dirt cheap. That's why it's being mixed into everything. They're manufactured in a lab, as opposed to fields of poppy that have to be cared for and cultivated and farmed, said Lindsay LaSalle, senior staff attorney for the nonprofit drug policy Allegiance. Fentanyl is made in China, then shipped, broadly speaking, to Mexico, where it is mixed with heroin before entering the drug supply in America, she said. Because fentanyl overdoses occur quickly, they are dangerous. Yeah, fentanyl overdoses occur in a matter of minutes, opposed to heroin overdoses that occurs over a matter of hours. So the response time for a heroin overdose is much longer, and there's enough time to call 911 to get EMS out there, LaSalle said. With fentanyl overdoses, many times the needle is still inserted in the person's arm, and that is how quick it happens. Well, I certainly believe that. But tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And if you have an Android device, you will see the link to Google Play. Please get my app, and I will see you on the next video. Peace, family.